Right, Nana. So welcome to day 4. So welcome back to Prasanna Kumar sir classes. Good morning to all of you. As usual, before we start with the session, first you guys need to confirm me the audio quality as well as the video quality. You confirm me in the chat, we'll start. So is the audio clear? And is the video clear? I want you guys to tell me everything. Is it seamless? Good morning to all of you. Confirm me in the chat section. Yeah, good morning to all of you. Good morning, Patel, Diksha, Damodar. Good morning to Diksha again. All clear. Thank you. Sri Harsha, sir, you're amazing. Thank you, buddy. Hey, Malata, everything perfect, sir. Thank you. Saumya, good morning, sir. Yeah. Very good morning to all of you. So what we'll try to do is that, as usual, we'll try to revise the yesterday's sum, which we have started, and then we'll try to move on. Okay. Yesterday, the Windows journal, which I've opened, I think without any assessment, I've actually closed it. Okay. So let's move on. Okay. So problem 2 is what we have seen, correct? Yesterday. So let's go to the question part once. I'll go to the main material. Yeah, Anupama, happy morning, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Nana. Happy morning to you as well. Had a technical glitch today in the morning, so I hope now everything is fine. Yeah. Just a second, guys. It's taking some time to open up. Yep. What is the page number? 57 to 67. Chalo. Yeah. Okay, now let's have a look into this sum and then we'll revise what we have done. I think yesterday we have fixed TP based on shared profit relative to cost method. I think so, if I'm not wrong. So we'll revise that once and then we'll move on with the today's session. Okay. You guys ready? Padmanabham Tadepalli, good morning, sir. Good morning, buddy. Anupama also, yeah, I think I've responded. Chala, fantastic. So, what did we see yesterday? We have seen that there are two divisions. One is packaging division, which was the supplying, and production division, which was the receiving. So, production division purchases all cartons from the packaging division, right? And the cost of cartons when you buy from the outside vendor for 5,000, it will be 77. For 8,000, it will be 95. Whereas inside, if the company manufactures through what? Packaging division, then the cost will be relatively less. For 5,000, it is 75. For 8,000, it is 80. Right. And after that, you have seen that the production and sale of the final product, that is cornflakes. So cornflakes is the finished good which is being sold to the external market. Is that clear? And the volume is, if it is 5,000, then the sale value will be 2 lakhs. And here he gave you a cost. What cost is that? Excluding cost of cartons. Cartons is the intermediate product. So excluding the cost of cartons means this total cost of 1 lakh 20 and 1 lakh 80 is the cost of the receiving division only, which means this is further processing cost. That's what we have seen yesterday. See, everything that I'm trying to tell you right now is what we have seen yesterday. An appropriate transfer pricing policy is being framed as the corporate management accountant calculate transfer pricing method based on shared profit relative to cost method and market price method, show the profitability of each division under both the methods, and discuss the effect of both the methods on the profitability of divisions. Right? So that's what. So the first part of the question, as I told you yesterday itself, it was purely numericals. And the second part of the question is purely what? Analytical. This is what we have seen yesterday. Right. Anyway, chalo. So now let's revise what we have done yesterday. Okay, this is what we have done. First, we started with profitability statement. I think in this answer, I haven't prepared it. Anyway, yeah, here it is. Profitability statement. Let me write the heading. Profitability. Yesterday, whatever I've solved in the class, the Windows journal, I did not save it. Pardon me for that. So it's gone. So this was the earlier solution that I've done. Okay, so profitability statement for the company as a whole. Okay, this is the first one that we have done yesterday, correct? So for 5,000 units, what is the profit for the company as a whole? Obviously, for company, you have got particulars as one column, packaging division, that is supplying division, receiving division, that is production division, and then you have total, right? So coming on to revenue, packaging division is not selling to anybody else, so the revenue will be zero. Production division is selling to the outside customers, and for 5,000 units, it's clearly given in the question that it is 2 lakhs. So nil plus 2 lakhs total for the company, total column represents company, correct? Will be 2 lakhs. And cost, of course, there is only cost for the particular respective divisions given in the question. So here it's clearly given 75,000 for 5,000 cartons. This is for packaging division, and for 5,000 it is 1,20,000 for production division. That is the receiving division. So I've just merely copy pasted 75 and 1,20,000. So the total comes around how much? 1,95,000. And finally, we have calculated that the profit for the company as a whole is 5,000. Same stuff we have done for 8,000 units level. Revenue, nothing for packaging division. For production division, it is 3 lakhs. For 8,000 units, it is given in the question, copy paste. And cost is also given in the question. For 8,000 units, for supplying division, that is packaging division, it is 80,000. And receiving division, that is production division, is 1,80,000. And you have got the total profit for the company as a whole as how much? 40,000. Then we have calculated transfer price based on shared profit relative to cost method. I clearly told you that we have already seen transfer pricing methods. What are the different transfer pricing methods? You please tell me now in the chart section. What is the first one? In the chart section, you got to type. I'll just wait for 10 seconds and then I'll tell you the answer. Different transfer pricing methods. Recollect that? Ready? Yeah. Okay. First one is what? Market price method. Second one is cost based method. Third one is negotiation, correct? Under cost based, again, we have got so many. For example, marginal cost, standard cost, full cost or total cost, and cost plus markup. So these are all the different transfer pricing methods we have seen. Coming on to this particular sum, he has asked you two methods. One is market price method, which we have seen yesterday when we are reading the concept called different types of transfer pricing methods. So that was fine. But then where did this shared profit relative to cost method has come from? I told you this is what you'll find in costing. So there will be so many methods. It can be anything, Nana. For example, it can be shared profit relative to variable cost method also. Shared profit relative to total cost method also. In this case, it is total cost. Shared contribution relative to variable cost. Shared contribution relative to total cost. So it can be anything. See, ultimately that's what. So we cannot fix in a rigid way, especially when it comes to this subject, that this is it, this is final. Like that, we cannot fix ourselves. Are you able to understand? That's one of the greatest problems that you'll have in SEO and PE. So there is nothing so-called, what do you call, rigidity when it comes to what? Concepts and stuff like that. Sir, I've seen only 3 transfer pricing methodologies, and that's it. It's market based, cost based, negotiation based. That's it. You cannot fix like that. So there will be so many new ways of fixation of TP as well. So therefore, you got to be flexible. Right. So Diksha, Anupama, and Hemalata, right? Everybody right on the money. So very good. Market based, negotiation based, and cost based. Yeah. And of course, we have seen something new, shared profit relative to cost. That's what I'm telling you. It can be anything. It can be shared profit relative to cost method, shared contribution relative to cost method. It can be anything. Depends upon the question. Be flexible. That's where I told you one of the greatest quality you need to get expertise in costing is what? Open mind. Open mind means our mind will be. I'll tell you the difference between open minded student and rigid minded student. The rigid minded student will be like this. He would have studied transfer pricing methods and he knows that it is market based, cost based, as well as negotiation. And suddenly in the examination something like this comes which he hasn't seen before. So now that you have heard in the class, suppose let's say you haven't heard about this particular name of transfer pricing methodology, right? That is shared profit relative to cost, and straight away you're in the examination hall, and what would be your mindset? A open minded student or a flexible minded student will not, what do you call, feel tensed in the examination hall, because what he will feel is, okay, chalo, this is a new method. I have studied from the same source, everybody else have studied from the same source. So if I haven't seen this name, then it's pretty much the same for all the students, right, who are writing the exam. So he'll be cool, he'll not be rigid, he'll accept it, and then he'll try to look at the name. Okay, shared profit relative to cost, which means I got to share the profit in relation to the cost, which means in the proportion of the cost I need to share the profit. So which means first I have to calculate the profit, and then I'll calculate the total cost, and the department's cost with respect to the total cost. In that ratio I will give the share of the profit to the respective division, thereby cost plus profit will be my TP. Like that I'll start analyzing without getting tensed. Are you able to understand? So therefore, the probability of you solving altogether a new model question in the examination hall will be very high, provided if you have this sort of mindset. Okay, so it's not something that comes overnight. So you got to be cool and practice it again and again so that your mind gets used to it. Okay, so you cannot be winner in a day. Please try to understand. As it's being said that Rome city was not built in a day. So similarly, you can't be an expert in a day. So it takes a lot of hard work over a period of months, sometimes years as well. But of course, for our examination, we'll just say it's months. That's enough for you to change this mindset. Okay, so go on with that. Anyway, now, so after that, this is what we have seen, guys. You remember? Calculation of transfer price as per shared profit relative to cost method. First 5,000 units and next 8,000 units. So first 5,000 units transfer price is equal to variable cost plus share of profit. Variable cost is 75,000. What is share of profit? What is the cost of packaging division? Here it is 75,000. Out of the total cost, that is 1,95,000. So in that proportion, you will distribute what? 5,000. So 5,000 will be distributed in the proportion of 75 by 195. That's what we have done here. 5,000 is distributed in the proportion of 75 by 195. And you have got the answer as 76,923. And then the same stuff applies for 8,000 units. Variable cost plus share of profit. Variable cost is 80,000 for packaging division for 8,000 units. And same, the share of profit. As you can see here, your total profit is 40,000 for 8,000 units level, and 80,000 divided by 2,60,000. In that ratio, you will share 40,000. Did I say that? 40,000 has been shared in the ratio of 80,000 divided by 2,60,000, and you have got 12,308. ये तो हो गया 92,308. Done? Fantastic. This is what we have seen. You got it? Right. So we have fixed transfer price based on shared profit related to cost method. That is what we have seen yesterday. Okay, now let's continue. What is the next method we have got? Fixation of TP at both levels of output based on. Guys, tell me, very simple. Yesterday we have fixed TP based on shared profit relative to cost method. Today we'll fix TP based on what is the other method that is left over? Based on. Very good. Market price method. Okay. Based on market price method. Ready? Don't copy anything. First, you just follow. Once I'm done with it, I'll give you time to copy, because it's more important for you to listen. That's what I firmly believe. Unless you've already gone with the concept and then it's a simple sum or nothing much to learn in a sum, then I'll tell you to copy simultaneously, so that I'll be doing and you'll be copying in your notes simultaneously. Is that clear? But now that's not necessary. So just concentrate. Your concentration must be here. Okay. So first I'll start with 5,000 units. Now, tell me one thing, friends. Any of you guys are getting any doubt thinking that, sir, when we are trying to fix TP at both levels of output based on whatever the method, I think we should take both the divisions. Don't even think that, because TP is fixed only for supplying division. So what is a supplying division? Packaging division. So therefore, I need not write when there are only two divisions. It's by default understood. It's by default understood. So we are fixing TP only for which division? Supplying division, that is packaging division in this case. So transfer price is equal to market price method. I need not write anything because it's readily available. Take your question, all of you. Yeah. Yeah. Take your question, Anna. Where do you find your market price? Here it is, see. For 5,000 units, what is the market price? 77,000. For 8,000 units, what is the market price? 95,000. Do I need to calculate something? Nothing. Kitna re? 77. Okay. Then second one. 8,000 units. Okay. How much will be your transfer price? It's there in the question only, na? Copy paste. 95. Are we done? So anything else that we need to really look at here? So we have fixed TP both based on, look at your question. One is based on shared profit relative to cost method. The other one is based on what? Yeah, market price method. So now what we have to do? Look at your question. What did he ask? The transfer pricing method you need to fix and also show the profitability of each division under both the methods. That we have to do. Come on. All of you participate along with me. Okay. So I need to show profitability of both the divisions under both the methods. Listen carefully. Profitability of both the divisions under both the methods. Clear? Right. So first, profitability statement of packaging division. Profitability statement of packaging division and production division. You can write like this, or simply you can write profitability statement of both the divisions at 5,000 units level as per shared profit relative to cost method. Okay, heading है तो लंबा हो गया, ठीक है, it's okay. So what you guys need to do is that you can just write simply profitability statement of both the divisions at 5,000 units level as per shared profit relative to cost method. You got it? Next, what I'll do at 8,000 units level. Next, what I'll do at 5,000 units for market price. Next, what I'll do at 8,000 units for market price. You understand the point? It's very clear. Again, I'll repeat. Again, I'll repeat. See here. Profitability statement of both the divisions at 5,000 units level as per the first method. That is shared profit relative to cost. Next, what? At 8,000 units level. Next, what? At 5,000 units level at market price. Next, what? At 8,000 units level at market price. ये तो हो गया. That's what he has asked. Simple. Right. Chalo. Now see. What will be the columns? So you are trying to find out profitability statement. I mean, write profitability statement for both the divisions. So the columns will be what, Nana? First one will be particulars. Both the divisions. Did he ask you profitability for the company also? Show the profitability of each division under both the methods. No, he did not ask for the company. So I need not have total column. If you want, you can have your total column, but it is not necessary over here, because if at all he has asked you show the profitability for both the divisions as well as for the company as a whole, I would have gone for it. But now that's not necessary. Okay, let's start with revenue. From this, I need to reduce cost. I'll get my profit. That is what he has asked. Correct? In cost, you'll have two things: own cost, IP cost. You understand the difference? Of course, for supply division, I don't need two types of cost, but I need two types of cost for which division? Receiving division, that is production division, because production division buys from packaging division, plus it will have its own cost. Therefore, you'll have two things: own cost, intermediate product purchase cost. Right. Anyway, now revenue. Can you please tell me what is the revenue for packaging division? Transfer price. Correct? Let me change the ink color. What is the revenue for packaging division, that is supplying division? TP. As per which method? Share profit relative to cost method. Correct? Did we calculate? Yes. It is not here. Let me take the number from here. Shared profit relative to cost method. Sorry. Here. At 5,000 units level, what is the transfer price for shared profit relative to cost method? Kitna re? 76,923. Correct? Chalo. So 76,923 will be your TP, transfer price. Correct? At which level? 5,000 units level. Under which method? Shared profit relative to cost method. Ho gaya? This we have already calculated, so no worries. Do we have intermediate product purchase cost for the supplying division? No. What about the own cost for supplying division? Look at the question and give me the number. What is the own cost of supplying division or packaging division? Very easy. Here it is. Production cost incurred by packaging division for 5,000 cartons, it is how much? 75,000. So this is 5,000 cartons only here. 5,000 units level only, na? So for 5,000 units level, kitna re? 75,000. So in that logic, what will be your profit? So 76,923 minus 75,000. So 1923. Correct? Ho gaya. Now, this transfer price will become intermediate product purchase cost for receiving division. Correct? So which means 76,923. Ye to ho gaya. Okay. What is the revenue for the production division? Production division is nothing but what? Receiving division or purchasing division, which sells its products to the external market. What is the revenue that's there here? Kitna re? 2 lakhs. As you can see here for 5,000 units. So 2 lakhs. What about the own cost? That is also there. Own cost is nothing but total cost excluding the cost of cartons, which means it is the own cost of the receiving division, that is production division. Kitna? For 5,000 units, 1,20,000. 1,20,000. Okay. Now we can calculate the profit over here. 2 lakhs minus 1,20,000 minus 76,923. So it is 3,077. Of course, total should come to 5,000. Total profit is 5,000 only, right? Ho gaya. So what did we calculate right now? We have calculated profit for both the divisions at 5,000 units level as per shared profit relative to cost method. So this is very important. Please try to understand. So 5,000 units level, I have calculated profit for both the divisions as per which method? Shared profit relative to cost method. What did I do? Very simple. I've just put both the columns. I have already calculated transfer price. I've copy pasted the transfer price and I've reduced the cost. I've got the profit for the supplying division. And then coming on to receiving division, I know that ultimate final sales is nothing but the revenue of the receiving division. I've copy pasted 2 lakhs from the question. 1,20,000 is also further processing cost of receiving division at 5,000 units level. I've copy pasted that as well. This 76,923, you know, revenue for supplying division is nothing but cost for receiving division. I've just copy pasted, game over. Are we done? Right, moving on to the next one. Now you people tell me what is the heading again. It will be the same heading. What do you mean by same heading? Profitability statement of both divisions at 8,000 units level as per shared profit related to cost method. Correct? Chalo, now see. Tell me the heading, guys. Profitability statement of both divisions at 8,000 units level as per shared profit relative to cost method. हो गया? Very simple, right? Moving on to the next one. Now tell me, what is the first column, guys? Particulars. Tell me the division names. Packaging division. See, even if you are at home, you got to participate. Okay. Next, production division. Guys, tell me one thing. Do I need total column? No. Why? Because there is no need for you to calculate profit from the company's point of view. It has not been asked in the question. Okay, chalo. Ink color change deta hu, right? I'll change the ink color. Now see here. First, I'll start with revenue. Okay, what is the revenue for packaging division? Transfer price. Array, at 8,000 units level, what is the transfer price as per shared profit relative to cost method? हमने calculate किया कितना? So at 8,000 units level, how much is that here? 92,308. We have already calculated yesterday itself. Today also we have seen it again. Copy paste the number 92,308. So क्या निकलना है? What do you have to reduce? One is own cost. Every department will have its own cost. Other one is intermediate product purchase cost. Correct? Yeah, very good, Nihant Verma. Packaging division and production division, right? And then I've got my profit. Got it? Right. Now tell me, what about your own cost? Own cost for packaging division. Packaging division at 8,000 units level. What is the own cost? Kahan re? 8,000 units level. Yaha. What is the own cost? 95,000. So copy paste that over here. Is it? Do I need to write 95,000 over here? At 8,000 units level. See this? 95,000 is the vendor. What is the cost over here? 80,000. Got it? Chalo. There will not be any intermediate product purchase cost for the supply division because it doesn't buy from anybody else, right? What is your profit? 12,308. Now this transfer price will become intermediate product purchase cost for the receiving division. 92,308. Now, what is the sales for the receiving division or production division given in the question? For 8,000 units level, here it is. Kitna re sales? 3 lakhs. Copy paste that over here. And kitna re own cost or further processing cost? वो भी question में दिया. Kitna? Here it is. 1,80,000. For 8,000 units level, cost of production division is how much? 1,80,000. Okay, now we need to calculate the balance. 3 lakhs minus 1,80,000 minus 92,308. 27,692. The total should tally. So 12,308 plus 27,692. Kitna? 40,000. We have already calculated the total profit. Correct? Are we done? So what did we calculate right now? So we have calculated profit at both the levels, 5,000, 8,000 under one single method. What is that method? Shared profit relative to cost method. Okay. Now you people need to tell me. Friends, put it in the comment section. What is the next heading? I want next heading. Is method to gaya? Shared profit relative to cost method. Ye to done. Right. We are done with this. Next method. What is the next heading? If you participate, yeah, I'll wait for 10 seconds. You type it over there. What is the heading? You should have that flexibility, Nana. That's how you develop skills. Have confidence and give me the heading. So once you are ready, we'll move on. Ready? You guys have started? Chal. So what is the next heading? Profitability statement of both divisions at 5,000 units level as per market price method. Correct? The next heading will be same, but instead of 5,000 units level, it's going to be 8,000 units level. Simple, right? Columns will be, yeah, Diksha has put it over there. Sudama Gupta also, right? Heading means you need to write completely here because I have to see what you guys are going to write. So you should have written completely. Profitability statement of both divisions at 5,000 units level as per market price method. See, ours is a descriptive paper, na, so it has to be as much, explanatory as possible. Okay, only then we are going to get the marks. Hemalata, right? Yes, very good, very good. All of you guys have given me correct answer. Chalo, let's start with it. First column will be particulars. Sinana, based on experience as a faculty, I know what are all the areas that you guys generally suffer because since 8 years I've been teaching Nanana around 40 plus batches. Okay, I have that idea. So once you get experience, you will also understand how we can say confidently. Because we have seen again and again, again and again, again and again, what are all the areas where students will trouble. I mean, will get troubled. Okay, so this is one area. So what generally they try to do is that they as I told you, they are rigid, and then they look at the format in the answer in ICA sources, that is practice manual, or of course now new syllabus practice manual is not relevant, but study material and all the other sources, and then they just try to replicate it as it is. So indirectly you're becoming rigid over there, and that's not good. Okay, it takes more time for you to study, and it takes away the confidence from you because you cannot create something on your own. That is the reason I'm asking you guys to stress upon these areas: writing the headings, imagining how you can do it on your own. See here, although the answer is same, although the procedure is also same, but the way we are writing the answer, the format and stuff like that is totally different from your ICA, solution. I mean, the way it has been given in your ICA, I could rather say it's even better. We are trying to explain it in an even more easier way. Got the point? More layman oriented. So therefore, that confidence you should have. So hereafter, so many solutions you are going to see. Our answer and the essence of the solution will be exactly same, similar to ICA, but still we will have our own independence as well. So you should have that balance. Sticking on to ICA plus at the same time not losing your independence. So that is the most difficult task. You got the point? Chalo, now let's start with the first one, revenue. Let me change the ink color. Okay, revenue. What is the revenue for packaging division? Transfer price. From this two cost I need to reduce. Own cost, IP cost. I'll be having my profit. Correct? Now, what is the TP for packaging division as per market price method? Today only we have calculated. So as per market price method, the TP at 5,000 units kitna re? 77,000. Write it over here. 77,000. ये तो हो गया. There is no intermediate product purchase cost for supplying division. What about own cost? Look at the question. Production cost incurred by packaging division for 5,000 cartons. Kitna? 75,000. 75. हो गया. So what is your profit? 2,000. Now this transfer price will become intermediate product purchase cost for the receiving division. 77 here. Okay, what is the sales at 5,000 units level for production division? At 5,000 units level, the sales is 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs. Own cost, that is nothing but further processing cost, correct? What is further processing cost at 5,000 units level? Here it is 1,20,000. So everything we know, we are just trying to copy paste it. So what's gonna be the situation? 1,20,000 plus 77, 1,97,000. So which means the profit is going to be 3,000. Total profit is always 5,000. Ho gaya? Very simple. Right, friends? All of you. Done? Chalo, let's move on. What is the next one heading? You people need to tell me. Profitability. Statement of both divisions at 8,000 units level as per market price method. Are we done? Right? Chalo. So the columns are going to be particulars. packaging division, and then we have production division. हो गया guys? चलो, now as usual, let me change the ink color. First we'll start with revenue. Participate all of you. Revenue. अरे कितना रे revenue? It is nothing but transfer price for packaging division for 8,000 units. How much? 8,000 units, 95. Let's write it over here. Minus. You have two types of cost. One is own costs. Other one is IP costs. And I've got my profit. Simple, right? Chalo. Now, so what's gonna be your own cost for 95,000? I mean, sorry, at 8,000 units level. Look at your question. 8,000 units level, it is 80,000. 80,000 is the own cost. There is no intermediate product purchase cost for the packaging division because it is supplying division. So what's your profit? 15. हो गया? Now this TP will become intermediate product purchase cost for receiving division, and that is 95. Okay, what is the revenue at 8,000 units level? At 8,000 units level, the revenue 3 lakhs, right? 3 lakhs. And what about the own cost? 1,80,000. Here it is. Chalo, right? Simple. Okay, kitna re? 1,80,000 plus 95,000. The total cost is 2,75,000. So obviously 25,000 then, right? 40 is the total as usual. Chalo, done. So we are done with the first part of the question. What is the first part of the question, guys? The first part of the question was transfer pricing method based on you need to fix transfer pricing based on both the methods. We have done that. And also you need to show the profitability of each division under both the methods. We have done that. Second part I'll discuss later. So now what you guys need to do is that you need to copy the first part of the question. So we are done with that. Okay, you copy from here. So when you're copying, I'll tell you what you guys need to do. Listen carefully. When you're copying, analyze each and every number. Very carefully listen. Important. Analyze each and every number and see whether these numbers are trying to communicate to you some sort of a story. Numbers always communicate a story. That is another skill that you have to develop. Understanding something from the numbers. If you're not able to do that, you cannot answer second part of the question in this. See, our intention here is not just to by heart the answer that has been given by ICA. Our intention here is to develop the skill such that even if a new question comes in the examination, we should be able to do it. Are you able to understand? Are you able to follow me? Right. So that's the intention. Therefore, I'm not going to get into the second part of the question right now. You will start copying. You have so much time to copy. So when you're copying in that sort of a time, which is available for you, see the numbers. What's happening? Under this method, what is the profit? Under this method, what is the profit? Here profit is more, here profit is red, or profit is same. Okay, if profit is different, why the profit is different? So everything you have to analyze bit by bit. Is that clear? And then you'll get few points. You comment those points immediately, and then we'll go to the second part of the question. Very important this is. You got it? Right, fantastic. Now start copying from here. Copy, guys. Once you're done with this, you just put a done copying page 1, okay, in the comment section so that I'll change. Once you're done with copying, just confirm me in the comment section, guys. I'll change. Done copying page 1. I got confirmation from Deepthi. Anybody else? Are multiple people? Confirm here. Chalo, let's move on. Next. Done with page number 1. Right. Okay, I got confirmation from multiple people over here. Arvind Reddy, Hemalata, Diksha, Sudama Gupta. Right. Chalo, chalo, फटाफट copy करो. अरे यार, see, you guys play Sudoku, right? In a newspaper and all that. Feel it the same way. See the numbers. Numbers will communicate you something, and based on that, try to analyze, and then we'll go to the second part. Page 2 also done. Chalo. Next. Meanwhile, you have any doubts, you can ask right now, right here. Okay. But only thing is that just a little bit you need to copy fast. Yeah, buddy. I hope you guys are doing your brainstorming. Let us see how many of you will come out with the correct answer. Numbers can be really tricky. That's why I love this subject. Okay, so let's see how many of you can pick up what is there behind those numbers. Done, guys? Are I comment here? Done with this page also. Shall I move on? You guys are copying or what? Okay, I'll slowly keep on changing. You guys copy. Sudama Gupta, at the 5,000 units level, we found that packaging division I mean, have got a profit of 1923 based on cost method. Okay, shade profit related to cost method, but at market based method, slightly it is increasing. Okay, what do you understand from that? Why it is increasing? Okay, good, good. At least you are trying. Try. See, why something is happening is also very important because that's that from that only we can do interpretation, right? It's increasing. Yes, fine. Why? And slightly increasing. Chalo. You need to show all your research skills here. Done? Copied? Chalo. Hemalata, for packaging division, both methods give same profit. Correct? For 5,000 units. Correct? Little bit of difference is there that you can ignore. Correct only. But what about 8,000? Is it the same or is it different? If it is different, why? I hope you guys are copying. I'm not moving fast. Transfer price is equal to market price. Okay, at 5,000 units level. That's what you're trying to say, Sudama Gupta, right? Hemalata Rajeshwaran, for 5,000 units profit under both the methods give same profit to the company. Yeah, we have seen that. Anupama, as a market-based TP compared to shared profit related to cost method is more for package division. The profit of package division increased by 2% under that method. At what level? You're trying to say at 5,000 units level? We'll see. Chalo, done with copying? Shiva Chowdhury, because revenue of package division is different for different methods. Okay. So when you're trying to communicate that, you have to communicate whether that is under 5,000 units level or 8,000 units level. Diksha, the margin of difference in profits for packaging division increases from 5,000 units to 8,000 units level because the packaging division is trying to reduce cost-based market competitiveness. Okay, so far I've got the most relevant answer from Diksha. Very good. I appreciate that. Still, Anupama, whereas for purchasing division, this has led to decrease in profit by 1 to 2% at both the levels. Mhm. Purchasing division profit has got reduced. At what level? Chalo, done with copying this. Next. So each one of you have tried really well, guys. And some of you are near to the answer as well. Very good. Chalo, we'll move on. Meanwhile, you copy fast. I think we got last one page. Diksha, maybe the packaging division is able to reduce its cost due to increase in production level from 5,000 to 8,000 units. Okay, good. Chalo, you guys are done with copying? I'm slowly going down because I haven't getting any confirmation from you guys. So pardon me if I am, changing it fast. Okay. The good news for you guys is I've started preparing power notes for international case study. It's coming very good. And this time I had a new idea to tackle case studies, a little bit better idea. It's not like a better idea. I'm doing double the things, unlike earlier. So what is that? You got to wait for the surprise. So you know that we actually have the best power notes, and for all the case studies that you guys are aware of it, and you know how famous it is in the market. And so now what we are going to do is that we're gonna try, in addition to that, something for every case study, which I've started writing right now because it takes a lot of time to write, obviously. So slowly we'll reveal. Wait for it. So that's a surprise. Okay, copied. That's it. If you're done with it, we'll move on. Now everybody confirm me that you've done with copying till the last part of the question, till here, whatever you see on the screen right now. Ready? Okay. First of all, fantastic. You guys have typed a lot and you have given your own analysis. It's good. One thing that I can observe is that you guys are more enthusiastic and you guys are trying to think. Trying is very much bigger than winning as well. Please try to understand that. Trying, just trying. Okay, so fantastic. Chalo, let's move on. Now, okay, now let us see what you guys need to do. From step one, we'll see one by one. Let me erase first of all so that you'll be able to understand the analysis. Arey yaar, erase ho jao. Chalo. Let us see how many of you have actually guessed it right. Okay. I think I'll take blue. Okay, Sarath has given me confirmation. Done. So you're done with copying. Now see you guys. Anyway, first of all, we know that at 5,000 units level, the profit is 5,000. Remember this. Keep this in mind. Just keep this in mind. At 8,000 units level, what is the profit? 40. Keep this in mind. Okay, at 5,000 units level, the profit is 5. At 8,000 units level, the profit is 40. ये तो हो गया. Coming on to the next one. When we are doing transfer price, okay, transfer price fixation, all these are fine. I'll start analyzing the profits. Okay, chalo, see ya. At 5,000 units level, what is the profit? 1923. As per this method, shared profit related to cost method. Okay, let us see what has happened in market price method. So this is market price method. 5,000 units level, correct? Kitna rahe profit? 2,000 for packaging division. Whereas here, what is the profit? 1923. So do I have any real difference over here? Nothing. So I need not worry about it because there is no difference as such. It's exactly the same. Nana, that 77 and all that, it's minute, Nana, in the sense it's negligible. It's not material in nature. ये तो हो गया. Okay, now let's look at 8,000 units. 12,308 here, right? As per which method? Shared profit related to cost method. Whereas here it is how much? 15. Now that's a significant difference. Okay, see 1973 and 2000 कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. There is no that much of a difference, but still when it comes to 8,000 units, 12,308 and 15,000, yes, there is a difference. It's a significant difference. Okay, which means as per market price method, the profit of packaging division at 8,000 units level should have been 15,000. Whereas, as per shared profit relative to cost method, it is only 12,308. As per market price, it should have been 15. Whereas, as per shared profit relative to cost method, it is 12,308. Right. This is something that we need to think upon. Let us see exactly the opposite would have happened for the receiving division. As per 5,000 units level, the profit is same 3,077. Here also 3,000. So it's same, need not worry. So which means from this you need to understand at 5,000 units level there is no problem. Whether you go for shared profit relative to cost method or you go for market price method, it's pretty much exactly the same because the profit is same. The profit is same. When profit is same, TP is pretty much the same. Simple logic. Because TP is nothing but revenue here, and revenue decides your profit. When profit is same, the revenue has to be same because in both the cases the cost is constant. There are two methods to determine your transfer price. So only the transfer price will change. Transfer price is nothing but revenue, so only the revenue will change and the cost anyway remains constant. When the profit is same, it means the revenue is also same, right? Anyway, let's confirm that as well at 5,000 units level. Look at that. At 5,000 units level, 76,923 is the revenue, correct? Here, what is the revenue? 77. It's pretty much the same. Got it? So at 5,000 units level, there is no problem whatsoever in both the cases at 5,000 units level. Even for production division also 3077, here it is how much? It comes around 3,000. So kuch problem nahi hai for 5,000 units level. So forget about it. What about 8,000? As we have already seen, as per shared profit relative to cost method, the profit is 12,308 for the supplying division. Whereas as per market price method, there is a significant increase and it should have been in fact 15,000. Okay, let's get into production division. Here it is almost 27,692 for production division. Whereas as per market price, it got reduced and it should have been 25 only. Now the question is why? Why there is a significant difference in profits when it comes to 8,000 units level. But at 5,000 units level, we don't have any difference. So we need not worry about 5,000 level. We have to worry about 8,000 level. Kya hua? Kyun? Why there is a significant difference in profit? Okay, let's try to analyze. Meanwhile, I've got a comment. Sudamagupta, right? At 5,000 units level, production division can buy both the methods, but at 8,000 units level, cost method is better. Okay, right. Chalo, anyway, fine. I've understood what you're trying to say. Now see, Nana. So what is the point over here? I want you guys to focus your, concentration to the cost. Cost. Okay. Let's look at the cost. Let's go to the question. Okay. Now see here. Listen carefully. For 5,000 cartons, the cost of the supplying division, that is packaging division, is 75,000. Whereas for 8,000 cartons, it is 80,000. You calculate cost per unit. 75,000 divided by 5,000. So the cost per unit kitna re? 15. I'll put it over here. See, 5,000 units, 8,000 units. Packaging division. 75, 80. Correct? 75 and 80. Okay. Per unit cost. 15 here. 75 by 5,000. 80,000 divided by 8,000. Anyway, we know that. I'm just using the calci. 10 per unit. So there is a decrease in cost. Almost, if I'm not 1/3, 33.33%. 1 third. 5 rupees na. 5 is 1 third out of 15. Correct? 33.33% of cost reduction happened where? In case of supplying division, that is packaging division. Okay. Now, coming on to the same logic, 5,000 units and 8,000 units for production division. And now let us see what would have happened. 5,000 units level, 1,20,000. That is a further processing cost. 8,000 units level, 1,80,000. Okay. Right? Now let's calculate. 1,20,000 divided by 5,000. 24 per unit. Okay. 1,80,000 divided by 8,000. 22.5. Here also there is a cost reduction, but how much is the cost reduction? 1.5. 1.5. So 1.5 divided by 24 into 100. What is the percentage? 1.5 divided by 24 into 100. 6.25% cost reduction. This is the problem. I think some of you would have understood by now. If you haven't understood, anyway, I'll explain you. Now look at these numbers. You'll understand what has actually happened. Why there is a difference in profit. If it clicks, it's very good. Still, I haven't explained completely. Still, there is a part to explain. But then by this time, if it clicks, then you guys are really good. If it doesn't click, it's okay. I'll explain what is it. So, Hemalata Rajeshwaran, production department is inefficient for 8,000 units. Kind of correct only. Okay. Okay, right. Good. You guys are actually participating and answering pretty well. Pretty well, in fact. Right. If you guys are ready, we'll start. Done? Some of you, have you understood what's happening here? Yep. Okay. Okay, now listen carefully. Here comes the point. Now see you guys. For packaging division, at 5,000 units level, the cost is around 15 per unit. At 8,000 units level, it is 10 per unit. So it got reduced by 33.33%, 1/3 of a reduction. Whereas production division, the same has not happened. It's just around 6% of reduction. Which means what has happened? Let's presume that earlier the costs were like this. Packaging, this hand is packaging, this hand is packaging, this hand is production, this is production, this is packaging. The open hand is packaging, the closed one is production, the fist is production. Okay, now see here. Earlier, let's say their costs were like this. I'm not saying the cost is equal, but at a particular level. At a particular level, okay? At 5,000 units level. Now, what has happened? This got reduced by 33.33%, packaging division, the open fist, the open hand, and the closed one has got reduced only by 6%. You understand the point? You see the difference now? Now, what has happened? Under the first method, what is that method? Shared profit relative to cost method. How are you sharing your profit, buddy? You're sharing your profit in relation to cost, correct? When the cost of packaging division has reduced by 33% and the cost of production division has got reduced by only 6.25%, it means that the proportion of the cost of production division out of the total cost at 8,000 units level will be eventually higher, which means production division would have got more share of profit, and therefore the profit of packaging division has got reduced when the level of units is 8,000 when compared to market price. This is what has happened. The main fault is in the methodology, that is shared profit relative to cost method. Actually, the packaging division has been a lot more efficient. It reduced its cost by 33.33%. The fun part is it got punished for being efficient because of the methodology, that is shared profit relative to cost method, because you are sharing your profit relative to cost. So which means how much is the cost proportion, that much profit you'll get, which means greater the cost proportion, greater the profit, which means lesser the cost proportion, lesser the profit. So you're getting punished actually. So packaging division is actually paying the price for being efficient, and production division on the other hand is enjoying because of being inefficient. Because I did not reduce my cost by too much, in fact, I've reduced my cost by only 6%. As a result, my cost has got reduced less, whereas my other division's cost has got reduced more. Therefore, my cost proportion as a total cost has got increased, which means I get more share of the profit, and therefore my profit has got increased at 8,000 units level. Unfortunately, packaging division's profit has gone down. Are you able to understand? This is what has happened. I hope you guys have got clarity. Right? Chalo, anyway. Now, the next big question is, this is the essence of the solution which I have explained you right now. How to write? As I told you, don't look at the solution that has been given in your ICA study material and then try to replicate the same. We can write it in our own way. I'll show you how it works. See ya, guys. Okay. Here I've written the answer. Okay. I'll show you how it is as per your ACA as well. Yeah. Okay. So the essence of the answer is still the same. And they have explained the flow of the answer is totally different when it comes to ICA. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean that we have to exactly follow the same. If you try like that, then it's going to be impossible task and it will be a hectic task, and eventually what will happen is that you will lose a lot of time trying to replicate ICA. So that's being more rigid, and it will waste time, and you need multiple revisions to reproduce the same. It's very difficult to retain also. So what instead my advice would be, at the same time we need to ensure that this is going to be your key answer tomorrow. So you want to pass your CA examination, I have to ensure that my answer tallies with the key, and key is based on your ICA answer. So ICA answer is everything for us. It's our Quran, it's our Bible, it's our Bhagavad Gita. There's no doubt in that. But at the same time, keep the essence intact, not sentence by sentence, word by word. And that would be mere stupidity. You got the point? And that's what majority of the students are doing. And I tell you guys specifically, don't go for it. You are wasting your time because of that. Now, how to actually solve it, sir? I'll show you a live example over here. Now, you have seen the answer as per your ICA. Now, see the answer how I have written. Now, see here. What did I do first of all? I did not write everything as sentences. Instead, I tried to cut short, because see, Nana, in ICA, it's around, if I'm not wrong, 3, 6, 9, 13, around 25 to 30 lines are there. 25 to 30 lines by ICA means for us, at least it will come 2 pages. But you need to cut short it. So what I've done instead is that I've converted that into numbers. See here what I've done. So I've communicated what I wanted to communicate with the help of numbers instead of writing sentences. So production volume 5,000 units level, 8,000 units level. And a shared profit method, as you can see, this is the TP. For 5,000 units level, the TP is same. Correct? Under both the methods. Under shared profit method, it is 15.38. Under market price method, it is 15.40. Not much of a difference. 0.02 is not much of a difference. Whereas here, yes, there is a significant difference. Here, as you can see here, it is 11.54, whereas here it is 11.18, and that is little bit significant when compared to this one. Next, production volume also. Look at the cost. 15 is the cost per unit for packaging division at 5,000 units level. It got reduced to 10 per unit at 8,000 units level. So there is a significant decrease of 33.33%. I'm communicating that in terms of numbers. And coming on to production division, it has got decreased by only 6.25%. Just now we have calculated and we have seen this, right? And after that, what I've written, see. Okay, you see? Here I've written it with my own handwriting here. It's a lot more simpler. Okay, now see here. So let me change the ink color. Okay. Initially, when 5,000 units were manufactured, the cost per unit for packaging division is only 15 per unit. Okay. Later on, when 8,000 units got manufactured, it came down to 10 per unit. In essence, it got reduced by 33.33%. Whereas simultaneously on the other side in the sense other department, that is production division's cost has got reduced only by 6.25%. I need not explain those numbers. Here I've put now specifically. So my explanation in sentences has got reduced, because here I've shown it specifically how these numbers are calculated, how it has got reduced by 33.33, how it has got reduced by 6.25%. You got it? So my sentence construction will get reduced. Okay. It got reduced by 6.25%. How? I've clearly explained here. So, therefore, when you share profit in the ratio of cost, in the proportion of cost, since packaging division cost has got reduced more than production division, it got less share of profit, and that is the reason for the difference. And on the other hand, production division, because its cost has not got reduced that much, it has got more share of profit, which is obviously not fair because you are punishing for being efficient. You got the point? That's the whole thing. You got it? Chalo. Now I can copy this. Any doubts you can ask in the comment section. Guys, copy this and ask me if you got any doubts right now. So, final summary is, where is the problem? The problem is with the transfer pricing methodology, and that methodology is what? Shared profit relative to cost. So, when you are sharing profit in relation to cost, your departments will never be cost efficient, because more the cost, more will be the share of profit. Why would I try to reduce my cost or control my cost? Because if I do that, I'll get less share of profit, correct? So, less share of profit means less profit means less bonus. You see that? It doesn't work. So therefore, the problem is with the methodology, whereas market price is more efficient method in this case. Anshul Sharmali, good morning. Yeah, good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, reminding people, chalo chalo fatafat. You can copy now, and if there is any doubts, ask me. Is it clear? The whole concept, you find it interesting? Analyzing numbers like this? If it is yes, put it in the comment section. I want to know how you guys are feeling. Now, I'll give you enough time to copy, don't worry. Put it in the comment section. How many of you thought exactly the same, which means this particular portion, that is, okay, the cost has got reduced more when it comes to packaging division, that is 33.33%, whereas production division only 6.25%. Therefore, when you try to apportion profit based on cost, your profit apportionment will be less, and therefore your TP will be less, and therefore your profit will be less, correct? How many of you thought this completely? That also you put it in the comment section. I want to know. Come on, guys. Okay, Anupama, yes, sir, this is interesting. Yes. Diksha, it is very interesting to analyze the numbers. Yeah, yeah. Shiva Chowdhury, yes, sir. Sudama Gupta, interesting, sir. Aishwarya Lakshmi, is this batch for July 2020? Yes, Nana. It started on June 20 and it will go on till 65 days from the date of start on an average. See, either udhar 3 or 4 days, either udhar ho jayega. Right, and it's a blended life. So my student friends already know what do you mean by blended life. Okay, it's not completely live. Yeah. So which means you get your Google Drive classes, but will have frequent interactions with the faculty for doubt clearance and all that. All the other discussions, how the studies is going to progress and all that. So we are planning on that. Once the live in the YouTube gets finished, once I send the Google Drive lectures, Hemalata Rajeshwaran, it's like feeding food instead of keeping to us. Very nice explanation. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Nana. Hey, that's the reason I love this subject. Still, there is a lot more to go. You'll still there are so many chapters. Once I start pricing relations and all, you'll be like you'll go berserk, you know, because then I'll be linking the practical stuff, the real life examples with the concepts. Then you'll understand. Okay, this is such a kind of lovely subject. Then you'll find other subjects boring. Let me tell you that frankly. Anshul Shirmali, sir, I really liked your lectures. Thank you, sir, for RPL. Okay, you have attended Revision Premier League. Okay, one question. Do we have to refer old syllabus costing practice manual or study medal for November 2020? You are old syllabus or new syllabus? If you're new syllabus, don't even touch old practice manual. Yeah. Just stick on to the new syllabus sources, that is study material, RTPs, MTPs, additional case studies, additional case scenarios, all these put together, whatever that is there in your ICA website, and revise it one time, revise it second time, revise it third time, revise it fourth time before you go to the examination hall. And when you are learning this, learn perfectly with concepts. And nobody is going to stop you from getting 80 plus in the examination also if you are perfect in doing this. And don't waste your time going for old practice manual questions, it's of no use. Yeah, new syllabus, I think I've answered you correctly. Because 80% of the, you look at the analysis in my YouTube channel, you look at the analysis, guess questions for May 2020, I've put a video. And in that, you will find that 80% of the marks in the examination are coming from theory dominated chapters. So theory dominated chapters are 10 times better in new syllabus when compared to old syllabus. In old syllabus, it has not been covered well. In that case, why would you go for old syllabus? The only logic behind referring old syllabus practice manual is for problematic chapters like decision making, transfer pricing, and standard costing. Now, even in that standard costing in new syllabus, even though the chapter name is same, when compared to old syllabus, new syllabus is totally different. Totally different. Transfer pricing also. Now you see this question. This kind of interpretation you have in old syllabus, no. So decision making to some extent, yes, but because a chapter which comes for 10 marks, I don't think you should be wasting your time. Instead, the 80 marks portion, that is theory dominated portion, you better read it multiple times. Okay, I hope I've answered you, Anshul. Right, I like your name actually, Anshul, because there is a guy called Anshul Saxena and I'm a fan of him, big fan. Chalo, he's a social warrior. Big fan of him. Aishwarya Lakshmi, your RPL was. Oh, this means super. Okay, I finished watching it today only. Okay. Thank you, Nana. If you would have watched it live, it would have been even more fun. Anyway, fantastic. Guys, copied, Moku fellows. I'm staying in the same page, reading your comments and all that. Shall I move on? Okay, copy this. See, my handwriting is okay. Okay, don't think otherwise. Everybody is not gifted with good handwriting, okay? Whatever it is possible for me to write it on a digital pad, I've written. Chalo na, copy this. Let's finish off this sum. Diksha has confirmed me, done copying. Okay, anyway, I've changed it. By the time you comment and it comes to me, there will be a little bit of lag, Nana. There will be a time gap. So you better comment fast. Okay, by the time I respond, it will take some 10 seconds at least. Sorry. In fact, you're going to get that surprise like international case studies. You guys are going to love it. Anyway, our ICA is asking questions from international case studies as well. The case studies are beautiful. In fact, when I was preparing the power notes, I was enjoying myself because the questions are so beautiful that see it's lovely. It's just like watching a movie. When you love a subject, that's what you'll feel. Okay, so it's like, okay, this is the problem in a company and how we are trying to solve it. We need to answer, right? So it's so beautiful. I hope the way I'm enjoying when preparing the power notes, you guys also are going to enjoy the same way. I hope the same once I'm done with writing the power notes for the case studies. Chalo. Anything else? Everybody's busy in copying, I think so. Copy. Even in face-to-face class also, this is what I'll do. The moment I say copying, the kind of interest they'll have in copying, they'll not have anything else. You know, full focused. I mean, 100%. Yeah. And once again, Anshul Shirmali and Aishwarya Lakshmi, thank you so much for your feedbacks of RPL and all that. Yep. I hope you guys are writing examination in July 2020, is it, or November? Right, my friends, did you copy? Array, comment and confirm here. You got it in July. Okay. Patakji, yes. He has confirmed that he has copied. Reminding people. Hello, are you there? Confirm. Once you're done with copying, we need to move on. Fatafat. Okay, I'm getting the confirmations. Done. So you guys are done? Yep. Shiv Chaudhary completed. Hemalata done. Anupama, Diksha, Patak. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Chalo. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this particular sum. Right. Chalo. Okay. Right, guys. So now, so far, what we have done, we have seen some concepts and we have done two problems in the main material, that is problem number 1 and problem number 2. And we have done one problem in our additional material, that is problem number 11. Even though the number is problem number 11, it's actually problem number 1. So totally we are done with 3 problems and we have seen some fantastic concepts. Now we'll see another concept today and then we'll wind up the session. It's very important concept. See, normally this concept is there in another chapter, okay? But see, that's what, it's not the right way to learn this particular concept in that particular chapter. It's better to learn it in transfer pricing itself. Therefore, I'm gonna cover this here itself. Actually, this particular thing comes in a different chapter altogether, but we won't be covering there, rather we'll be covering here. Okay, chalo. Now, ready guys? Try to recollect day 1, which I've explained you, that you remember that the history of transfer pricing. Earlier there was centralized way of doing business and they faced some problems like inefficiency of employees when they had the centralized way of doing business, and therefore they found the solution as decentralization, gave divisional autonomy to the individual divisional managers, gave them powers, and they said we are not going to involve in your day-to-day activities. Instead, we'll just give you some profit target, something like that, and if at all you reach the target, we'll give you bonus, and that bonus acts as a motivation for these employees to work, and therefore they started becoming efficient. You remember this whole story? Right, fantastic. Now we're going to extend that story further. Now, the question here is, sir, we know what is divisional autonomy, which means giving powers to the individual divisional managers and giving that sort of independence to take their own decisions, and thereby you'll just try to measure their performance in a different way. Now the question is, when you give that power, the power to take independent decisions by the divisional managers, is that power is constant? I mean, the extent of power that you're giving to those individual divisional managers, or it can vary, which means for one division you'll give too much of powers, for another division relatively less powers, for another division relatively even less. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? The way, I mean, the kind of powers that you're eventually giving to those individual divisions, will it vary? Yes, it will. What is that we are trying to understand over here? So there are totally 4 different types of centers: cost center, profit center, revenue center, investment center. How many different types of centers, Nana? 4: cost center, profit center, revenue center, and investment center. What do you mean by cost center? Cost center means, understand one thing before we get to this, that power, responsibility goes parallelly. How much I'll give you power, to that extent you're automatically responsible. Or how much I make you responsible, equivalent I should give you power as well. Otherwise, it doesn't work. I make you responsible for everything, and if there is no power, doomed. It's utter flop. In fact, I faced the same situation when I was working in an organization in real life, and that's one of the reason why I resigned from that organization also, because I was given power. I was given responsibility, but there was no power. In that case, it doesn't work. You'll not have any motivation whatsoever. Just imagine you are responsible for everything and you don't have power to take decisions. Then how can you be responsible? The logic is very simple, right? It doesn't work and employees will be frustrated and there will be no motivation to work. Inefficiency will automatically creep in. You understand the point? Therefore, always responsibility and power must go hand in hand, in the sense it has to be parallel. You got it? Now, so when you treat a particular division as a cost center, they are given powers with respect to cost, which means whatever the decisions that involves cost you can take on your own without waiting for orders from the head office, and you're responsible to the extent of cost as well. So power and responsibility goes parallel. Okay, how am I going to measure your performance if I treat you means division, if I treat you as a cost center? How am I going to measure your performance? Because if I treat you as a profit center, chalta hai, I can measure your performance based on profits. But if I treat you as a cost center, how can I measure your performance? Right, the point is very simple. I will measure your performance by comparing standard cost with actual cost. So when you start working, I'll give you standard cost. Standard cost is nothing but cost that is allowed, and then I'll wait for 3 months, and after that I'll see the actual cost. I'll compare the standard cost with actual cost. If actual cost is greater than standard cost, it means you're having adverse variance and you're inefficient, therefore probably you'll not get bonus. If your actual cost is less than standard cost, it means probably you're efficient and there's a favorable variance and maybe you'll be getting bonus. You got the point? That's how I measure your performance if you are a cost center. If you're treated as a cost center, you means division. Now, the second thing is profit center. So profit center means basically power will be given with respect to profit. Means what? You can control profit by controlling sales as well as cost. So you can take decisions with respect to sales, you can take decisions with respect to cost. So you have power and also you are responsible equally to the extent of sales as well as cost, because both of them will have effect on the profit. Samajh gaya? Now, how will I measure your performance? Very simple. I'll give you target profits. This much is the target profit for this much period of time. It can be a quarter, it can be a fortnight, that is 15 days, it can be a month, it can be 6 months, it can be anything. But for that period, I'll give you a target profit. If it is achieved, I'll give you bonus. If it is not achieved, no bonus whatsoever. You got the point? 3. Revenue center. I can treat a particular division as a revenue center. If I treat you as a revenue center, what happens? Your powers are restricted to the sales, which means you can control only sales. And of course, you are responsible to the extent of sales only. How will I measure your performance? Based on target sales, target turnovers. I'll give you targets. Like for example, for your division, let's say 50 lakhs is the target turnover, target sales for this particular quarter. You achieve this, I'll give you bonus. If you don't achieve it, no bonus. That's where, if I treat you as a revenue center, that's the way I'll treat your division, right? And last but not least, treating a particular division as an investment center. Investment center is an extreme form of decentralization, means you are given maximum powers. Minimum powers is for cost center and maximum powers is for investment center. Of course, maximum responsibility as well. So when I treat a particular branch or a particular division as an investment center, it means you can decide upon your sales, you have power for that. You can decide upon your profit, you can decide upon your cost, you can decide upon even small capital budgeting or investment decisions as well. So you have a lot of powers. Sales you can control, cost you can control, investment decisions also is in your hands. Everything is in your hands. Of course, you are responsible for the same. Power and responsibility comes together. Then how will I measure your performance? Based on ROI. What is ROI? Return on investment. Because only if I take return on investment as a basis for measurement, for measuring your performance, only then I will know whether your investment decisions are efficient or not, correct? So therefore, the basis to measure your performance is ROI. Ho gaya? This is the concept. Now, if you learn this concept to this extent, does it work for new syllabus? The answer is absolutely no. This is what 99% of the people do. And to this extent only it is covered in ICA also. But to solve case studies and case scenarios, this is not sufficient. You need a step above. You need to go a step above. Now, how's that? Okay, first of all, you tell me one thing. This concept is clear. So when I apply decentralization in any company, I can treat a particular division or a branch. I can treat a particular division or a branch as a cost center or as a profit center, revenue center, or investment center. So which means you need to basically understand that I can treat them any of these, which means it depends upon me. Should I treat a particular division as a cost center or a profit center or revenue center or investment center? Depending upon how I treat a particular division, based upon that, I'll give them respective powers. You understand the point? To take decisions. Now, the biggest question is when you will treat a particular division as a cost center, profit center, revenue center, and investment center. This is where the most interesting part is going to be. Now listen carefully. This is not there in books, so listen carefully, guys. Suppose you have a purchasing division, procurement division. Use your common sense and tell me, you will treat that particular division as what? Fatafat comment. I'll not give you the answer. After that, I'll give you answer. There is a purchasing department or procurement department. You will treat that department as what out of these four? Put it in the comment section now. Fast. Right? Okay. Of course, you're going to treat it as what? Cost center. What does purchasing department or procurement department does? It purchases your raw materials from the supplier. Right? Yes, Patakji, cost center, Aishwarya, cost center. Yes, you are correct. What about remaining people? So you're going to treat it as a cost center. Why? Because purchasing division or procurement division buys raw materials from outside, and then it just transfers it to the production division. So where is the question of treating it as a profit center? Because if you want to treat it as a profit center, you need sales. Purchasing department or procurement department doesn't sell anything, so there is no question of profit center. Revenue center also you need sales. There is no possibility of sales. Investment center also you need sales. There is no possibility of sales. So therefore you can treat purchasing or procurement department as cost center only. Got it? Done. Profit center, most of the production divisions will be treated as profit centers only. What about revenue center? I'll give you one more example. Any example you can give for revenue centers? Which means a particular division can be treated as revenue center only. Give me some examples. Type it over there. So Diksha, Shiva Chaudhary, Aishwarya, Patakji, everybody has given me the correct answer that purchasing or procurement department can be treated as cost center. Hemalata Rajeshwaran, how can I know whether the particular division is cost or profit or revenue? Yes, you can. Just now I gave you the example. Okay. Now, revenue center example, you people need to comment. Revenue center example, any division inside the company, can you give it as an example for revenue center? Comment now. Very good, Patakji, you're right on money. Superb. Remaining people, come on, type fast. Marketing division here. Obviously, marketing division can be treated as revenue center only, because what they can do ultimately, they can sell. They don't have any control over the cost. So you can treat them as revenue center only. You don't have any other choice, right? Chalo. So from this, what you have to understand is, by nature, there are certain divisions inside companies which can be treated in a particular way only. For example, procurement division means I can treat it as cost center only. I don't have a choice. Marketing division means I can treat it as revenue center only. Marketing division or sales division. Yes, correct. Okay, Aishwarya, Sudamagupta, Hemalata, Patakji, everybody is right on the money. Anyway, so from this, the most important point you have to understand is, there are certain divisions which you can treat it as a particular center only. For example, procurement or purchasing division, cost center only, period. That's it. Marketing division or sales department means, yes, revenue center only. There is no choice. But what about the other divisions? For example, production divisions. Here comes the most important point. Now see here. Suppose there is production division 1. Listen carefully. All these things are not there in your ICA study material. You got the point? And practically, as a student, you don't have time to study 20 to 30 international authors' books and all. So therefore, listen carefully. Now, suppose there is production division 1. Okay? And let's say it is a supplying division. Production division 1, let's say it's a supplying division. It is manufacturing an intermediate product which is very unique. I already told you this when I was explaining you where production division or supplying division. Let's say this production division 1 is a supplying division, okay? And it is it is producing an intermediate product which is very unique. I told you this when I was explaining you the negative points of transfer pricing methodology based on market price. Market price based transfer pricing methodology, when I was telling you pros and cons, under cons I've explained you the same point. When you have a production division which is also a supplying division and it is manufacturing an output that is so unique, what will you do? Can you treat it as a profit center? Not possible. Why? Because if it is unique, you do not have market price. You remember that? You do not have market price, which means you don't have a sale value. Can I treat it as profit center if I don't have sale value? No. Revenue center? No. Investment center? No. Then what is the only choice? Cost center. So here, that particular production division should be treated as a cost center. So case studies you'll get like this. You'll have a story about a particular company. You'll have a particular division. He'll tell you the nature of a division like this, and he'll tell you that right now it is treated as a profit center. And then he'll explain you the situations. And then he'll ask you, is it right in treating it as a profit center? And then you have to write the answer. No, this particular production division has got a product that is really unique, where there is no market price available. And therefore, it's better, it's more fair to treat it as a cost center rather than treating it as a profit center. Like this, you need to write the answer. That's how questions will be asked. Although we don't have that model right now in our ICA sources right now, but definitely it's a very famous model in international case studies. You got the point? You will get it slowly. Next attempt or in next attempt RTP, you'll get it for sure. You got this? Next, I'll give you another example. Suppose there is a production division. Let's say it is production division 2 or 3, whatever it is. There is a production division whose manufacturing process is so intricate, it is so complex that you are not able to assess your own cost. Sir, is it possible something like that? Yes, it is possible. In fact, in pricing nations, there is a concept called going rate pricing, where because your production process is so complex, so intricate, that you will not be in a position to fix selling price based on your own cost, because you don't know what's your cost is. And thereby what you will do is that you'll just look at the industry, you'll see all your competitors who are preparing a similar product, and then you will take all your selling prices, you'll take the average of the selling price, and you'll fix the selling price of your product. That is nothing but going rate pricing. We will see that when we go to a chapter called pricing nations. Right now I'm just giving you an idea that is it possible? Yes, it is possible. So there can be a production division where your manufacturing process is so complex that you're not able to assess your own cost. In that case, you have to treat it as revenue center only, because revenue is the only thing that you know, because you don't know what's the cost. Even if you want to, you cannot assess. Got it? Next. Suppose you have a holding company in US and you have a subsidiary in Mumbai and it's doing business. And suppose I'm the, you know, MD of the holding company of US. What I will naturally think is I would like to treat my subsidiary located in another country in India, in Mumbai, as an investment center. Why? Because I don't know the local mindset of the Mumbai people because it's a different country, different culture altogether. So I don't know what is the local market over there. I don't know the local market conditions. I don't know the challenges. I don't know the government rules over there. I don't know anything. So in those kind of situations, I feel that it's better that my subsidiary, my company will perform really well if I give maximum powers to my divisional manager or the branch manager over there. So better I will treat that particular subsidiary, company or a branch or whatever it is, that particular division's manager or the branch manager or the company manager or the company head as investment center. I will treat that whole entity as an investment center. I'll try to give maximum powers to that particular entity so that he'll perform well, because in reality he's the one who knows what's happening over there. I don't have any idea. Therefore I would like to give him maximum powers. In that case I will treat him as investment center. I will treat that particular entity which is there in Mumbai as investment center. You understood this? Very important. So therefore tomorrow when you get into a company or when you come across a case study, so you have to do all this analysis. Okay, when can I treat a particular division as cost center? When can I treat a particular division as profit center? When can I treat a particular division as revenue center? Profit center is by default treatment. Generally it is given to, in maximum cases, majority of the production divisions will be treated as a profit center. But still there are so many exceptions, as I told you right now. So you can treat a production division as a cost center, as a profit center, as a revenue center, as an investment center, depending upon the circumstances, nature of the business, nature of the product, and where you are geographically located. Everything comes into picture, everything counts, and based on that, in a smart way, in a best way, in the interest of the company, you need to take a particular decision and accordingly treat a particular division or a branch or a subsidiary company as cost center or profit center or investment center or revenue center. You see the depth of this concept? You can have a whole case study based on just this concept alone. Although we don't have such a kind of model right now, but I feel it's a really attractive question. You got it? So I hope it is done. Yeah, magical stay, Aishwarya, very good. Magical stay is, I think you're talking about beyond bursting concept, right? Yes. There, one of the problem was power and responsibility only. They gave responsibility, but they did not give power. Very good. Yeah. So in that point, yes, it tallies with the magical stay. Anyway, if I'm not wrong, I think it's beyond bursting only. If I'm not wrong. Okay, chalo. You guys have got this. So different types of centers. What are the different types of centers? You have got cost center, profit center, revenue center, investment center. So cost center means power with respect to cost, responsibility restricted to the extent of cost. Profit center, power with respect to profit, which means you can control sales as well as cost. Same responsibility is also restricted to sales and cost, thereby controlling the profit. Coming on to revenue center, your power is restricted to the extent of sales. Same logic applies to responsibility as well. Investment center, maximum power is given. This is the extreme form of decentralization. You got power with respect to sales, cost, profit, and small capital budgeting decisions as well. And your performance will be measured with the help of ROI, that is return on investment. Cost center performance will be measured based on comparing your actual cost with standard cost. Profit center performance will be measured based on target profits. Revenue center performance will be measured based on giving target sales or target turnovers. You got the point? And then remaining things I've told you. For example, procurement division will be treated as cost center. Marketing division will be treated as revenue center. Any production division manufacturing unique product which does not have market value will be treated as a cost center. Any production division where the manufacturing process is so intricate and so complex, therefore you're not able to assess your own cost, can be treated as a revenue center. And if you have a holding company all the way in a different country in US or Europe, say for example, and you have a subsidiary company over here in India, in Mumbai, because you don't know the local conditions, you don't know the local rules, laws, culture, the mindset, the challenges, and therefore you would like to give more powers to that particular divisional manager or the branch manager or the company head, whatever it is, and therefore I would rather treat that particular division or the branch or the subsidiary, whatever it is, as investment center. Okay, that's the extreme form of decentralization. I give him maximum powers. Got this? Right. Fantastic. Right, Nana? So that's it for today. I hope we're done with the concepts. I hope you found it very interesting, the earlier problem as well as this particular concept, right? So now we'll try to wind up the session here. Tomorrow you'll copy with this different types of centers, and then we'll move on to the next problem. Right, guys? Thank you so much. Let's wind up today.